Hello and good day, Mike Adcock with an update on Tropical Depression Zoraida in the Western Pacific. This brief is based on the 0 Zulu JMA advisory from the 11th of November. Take a look at this depression just south of Palau there, about 4 to 5 degrees north latitude, so very far south. Coriolis or lack of Coriolis is playing a role on this system. Still in its infancy, as you can see on satellite, still being driven by diurnal effects. During the overnight hours there on the initial frames there, you can see it was in pretty good shape. Once sunrise hit, you do see a lot of that central convection falling apart. Here on the east side, those thunderstorms, you see a lot of it is starting to collapse. You got the gust fronts extending from there, so it is a very weak system, but it is expected to slowly intensify. Currently, from JMA 0 Zulu or 9 a.m. local time there in Palau, the center of this system was estimated about 295 kilometers south of Palau or 1,035 kilometers east-southeast of Davao City. This system is moving off to the west at 30 kilometers per hour, pretty fast clip. Winds with this estimated at 55 kilometers per hour, gusting to 85, and pressure at 1,002 hectopascal. Taking a look at the Dvorak Analysis with this, not getting a whole lot. NESDIS has not issued anything. JTWC did. I'm assuming that what they meant was it was too weak. What was typed up was the center of circulation was over land, which isn't an issue here. So really just have a very weak system. It's really tough to... honestly, going through it myself, I would have a hard time assigning it a number. I'm a little surprised JMA was able to pull off a 1.5, but they even mention here with this weakening trend of a half, it is weakened up a little bit. So some near-term good news. Taking a look at the wide shot satellite loop here, you can see Zoraida there well off to the south. Some of the exterior clouds affecting Palau and already affecting portions of the Philippines already. What we're going to see is a continued northwesterly track, or shift toward the northwest anyway, in response to this cold front that's exiting out of Japan. This front is helping to create a weakness in the subtropical ridge, allowing this system to move northwestward. And you see that here on the surface analysis from JMA. Again, there's this cold front, a little bit of an induced weakness in the subtropical ridge, pushing that off to the east, so allowing this storm to move off toward the northwest, toward locations that are still recovering from Typhoon Yolanda that we saw go through just recently there in the central Philippines. Right now, track looks to be a little bit further south than the infected areas, but nonetheless something that this area does not need right now. Here's the official track from the Japan Meteorological Agency. You can see the track going right toward the Caraga region of Mindanao, which is a little bit to the south than Leyte, Samar, that took the direct hit from this from Yolanda just recently. Nonetheless, it's not a good situation for them right now. Looking at the storm to intensify slightly over the next 24 hours. It is expected to become a tropical storm. When it does, it would get the international name of Poldul. That's a North Korean name for a willow tree, so expecting this to be renamed or named internationally Poldul, but it did get the Philippine name of Zoraida. Taking a look at the Philippine track, now that it has crossed the 135-degree longitude line, they are issuing advisories. Current intensity they're going with is 55 kilometers per hour as well as JMA. Estimated rainfall 5 to 15 millimeters per hour. That's pretty moderate to heavy. So that's going to be something that you'll be dealing with this system as it continues to move off to the northwest. One thing I do want to emphasize, though, again, looking towards Tuesday night into Wednesday, again, northern, the Caraga region of Mindanao, southern Leyte, this is the region that just dealt with this storm. You're on the fringe of this. You're going to be getting heavy rainfall with this. Also, come Wednesday morning, behold, you're looking to take a direct impact from this. Now, it's not going to be a major typhoon by any chance, or by any means, but a strong tropical storm is possible with this, or at least a tropical storm. So behold, you're still trying to recover from the major earthquake that you received. And then, the rest of these islands here, Negros, all the way through Palawan, you received impact from Yolanda as well. So you're going to be dealing with this system as well. So keep guard on the progress of this system. Because of the threat, right now Pagasa has issued Signal 1 for all of Caraga, as well as Davao del Norte and Davao Oriental. Signal 1 showing 30 to 60 km/h winds over the next 36 hours. With that, kindergarten classes have been canceled. JTWC has not issued an official forecast yet beyond this tropical cyclone formation alert that they issued overnight. Right now, current winds with this, they're estimating at a little bit lighter, 30 to 40 km/h. They have noted a significant increase in deep convection and organization. Now, this was prior to sunrise, so overnight there was a pretty good increase in convection. The low-level circulation was starting to wrap up, banding starting to form up around that center of circulation. We're going to see, though, how much it starts to fizzle out now that it's daylight over this portion of the world. In terms of track guidance, it is pretty much on point from what you saw with Wilma, tracking across, again, northern Mindanao, the Visayas, and then going pretty much due west. This system's not expected to strengthen up too much, so it should continue moving in a west-northwesterly fashion and eventually affecting southern Vietnam and Cambodia. So something that we'll have to track in the long term. But at least initially, still looking at northern Mindanao and the central Visayas. In terms of intensity, the models don't really intensify it too much. And GFDN a little all over the place there in the latter part, but you notice the NavGem really barely brings us to tropical storm strength. So right now, looking at a light end, a low end to moderate tropical storm with this system. Still nothing to scoff at, especially in those regions that dealt with with Typhoon Yolanda. A lot of damaged infrastructure, so it won't take much to create further destruction. With that concludes today's brief, or this morning's brief on Zoraida. We'll continue to monitor this. You can also get up to date information over at westernpacificweather.com. We'll also be posting on Twitter and Facebook, and you could also join in on the conversation at storm2k.org. Thank you all for tuning in. Be safe and take care.